You've been watching Bluey wrong this whole time, and these 22 bizarre mistakes prove it. 1. Chilli's face just changed itself. In Spy Game, something strange happens to Chilli. Her brown face marking, the one that's always on her right eye, suddenly flips over to her left, just like that. One moment, everything's normal. Next moment, it's mirrored. No explanation, no head turn, just a full facial swap mid-scene, like her reflection came to life. Is this even the same Chilli? Did we just switch timelines? Either her face glitched, or Bluey's world has backup parents just waiting off screen. If Bandit suddenly grows stripes in the next scene, we'll know the simulation is breaking. 2. Bluey randomly stops following gravity. In the drums episode, Bingo is jamming on a drum kit and Bluey is standing nearby, watching. But if you look closely at Bluey's feet, something is definitely off. She isn't standing on the floor, she's floating above it. Not by a lot, but enough to make you wonder if she just unlocked a cheat code. No one in the scene reacts, and nothing else explains it. It's not part of the story. It's not a superpower. It's just Bluey, casually hovering like gravity decided to take a break. Maybe the shop sells invisible hoverboards. Or maybe the animators forgot to hit paste on her shadow layer. 3. Bluey's snout tries to escape her face. In Takeaway, there's a moment so fast and so strange, it almost feels like your brain made it up. As Bluey turns her head, her snout suddenly moves before the rest of her face does. It stretches forward, detaches just slightly, and then snaps back into place like nothing happened. It only lasts a few frames, but once you see it, it's impossible to ignore. Her snout seems to have its own plan, like it's tired of waiting for the rest of her and wants to go explore the world alone. It's not part of the plot. Just a weird little glitch that makes Bluey look slightly haunted for half a second. 4. Bluey's shadow has its own schedule. In the episode Obstacle Course, Bluey races toward a ladder, climbs it like it's a ninja trial, and reaches the top without casting a single shadow. The sun is clearly shining, the day is bright, and yet nothing. Her shadow just doesn't show up. But when she gets to the top, it finally appears, late and suspiciously calm, like it just strolled in from lunch. Then, as Bluey climbs back down and walks away, the shadow stays behind on the ladder. It doesn't follow her, it doesn't move, it just hangs there like it got stuck or gave up. Either something very weird is happening with the light, or her shadow quit mid-episode. 5. Bingo's chalk breaks the laws of time and color. In the episode Tradies, Bingo is busy drawing on the pavement with some colored chalk. At first, the blue chalk sits neatly on her right side, just where she placed it. But in the very next shot, it has jumped over to her left, without her touching it or even glancing in its direction. It just appears there, like it teleported out of boredom. Then it gets even weirder. Bingo grabs a piece of green chalk and starts drawing, but the line that shows up on the ground is blue. Either the chalk changed its color mid-stroke, or it's secretly part of some shape-shifting sidewalk gang. Nothing adds up, and nobody says a word. 6. The cinema redesigns itself. Mid-scene. In the episode Cinema, something very strange happens inside the theater lobby. When Bluey and the family first walk in, the back wall behind the counter is bright red. Posters hang in neat rows, and there's a fridge next to the counter with drinks and a clear $4 sign. But when they return later for more popcorn, the red wall has mysteriously turned purple. The posters are different, and somehow there's now a second $4 sign, one inside the fridge itself. The fridge hasn't moved, and neither has the camera angle. It's clearly the same spot. Unless someone redecorated in 5 minutes, it looks like the building decided to rearrange reality on its own. 7th. Bandit's sink plays a dirty trick. In Smoochy Kiss, Bandit rushes to the bathroom after stepping in an unfortunate puddle. He turns on the sink to wash his foot, and everything looks normal. The hot tap is on the left, and the cold tap is on the right, just like it should be. But a few seconds later, without any movement or explanation, the taps have swapped places. Now the cold is on the left and hot is on the right, as if the entire plumbing system flipped itself while no one was looking. Either Bandit owns a bathroom from another dimension, or this sink has commitment issues. At this point, it wouldn't be surprising if it started dispensing chocolate milk. 8. Bandit's tail disappears without warning. In Bedtime Whirl, Bandit is spinning around with Bingo, doing his usual goofy dad routine, when something really odd happens. As he twirls, his tail completely vanishes. It's not tucked or blocked, it's just gone. One moment it's wagging behind him, the next, it blinks out of existence like it never existed at all. For a dog, that's basically losing a whole limb. Dogs use their tails to balance, to communicate, even to show emotion. So this is more than just a tiny slip. It's like Bandit suddenly lost his Wi-Fi signal. Maybe he's testing out invisible tail attachments. Or maybe the animators accidentally deleted part of his code and hoped no one would notice. Too late now. 9. A floating letter breaks the rules of reality. In dance mode, the Healer family is standing in line at the post office when things take a strange turn. Right behind them, a background dog is holding an envelope, just standing there, minding their business. But as soon as Bingo triggers dance mode, the envelope lifts out of the dog's paw and floats into the air like it's part of the choreography. Then, with no help from anyone, it zips right back to where it started. No hands, no explanation, no logic. It's like the letter had its own little dance break. Maybe Bingo's playlist woke it up. Or maybe it's the postal version of magic, kind of like USPS, but with way better moves. 10. One shirt forgets what team it's on. In Asparagus, everything looks organized. 3 matching blue jerseys, perfectly lined up, like they were all ordered from the same store. But during a moment when the kids are pretending to transform into animals, something odd happens. One of those jerseys suddenly turns bright white. It doesn't fade, it doesn't change gradually. It just flashes into a completely different color like it forgot what sport it was playing. The other 2 stay blue. But this one goes rogue. Like it wandered into the wrong load of laundry. Maybe it panicked and joined a witness protection program for clothing. 11. Bluey's bed forgets the basics. In Keepy Uppy, there's a quiet little mystery hiding in plain sight. When Bluey wakes up and climbs out of bed, something important is missing: her pillow. The blanket is there, the bed frame is there, but the one thing every bed should have has completely vanished. In every other episode where her room appears, the pillow is right where it should be. So what happened here? Did Chilli forget laundry day and leave her kids sleeping on hardwood? Or did someone in the animation team skip a layer by accident and never look back? Whatever the cause, it's officially the comfiest plot hole in the entire series. 12th. Bandit's head forgets its fur. In the horse wedding episode, Bandit is caught up in another round of pretend play. This time, a wedding between horse versions of himself and Stripe. Everything is silly, chaotic, and perfectly normal until a quick shot during the ceremony reveals something off. Bandit's usual dark patch of fur on the top of his head is completely gone. His whole head is suddenly one solid shade of light blue, like he's just fast-forwarded into a midlife hair crisis. It's not a lighting trick or camera angle. It's just missing. Maybe the stress of raising Bluey and Bingo finally made his hair retreat. Or maybe it was an accidental frame that turned into the world's shortest animated bald phase. 13. A lipstick pulls off a quick disguise. In the TV shop episode, Bluey and Bingo are checking out security footage when something odd pops up in the background. On the makeup shelf behind the Terrier's mum, 3 lipsticks are lined up in perfect formation. All of them are clearly pink. But when the scene cuts to a close-up just moments later, one of those lipsticks has completely changed to bright red. No hands touched it, no one swapped anything, it just changed shades like it was in a rush to match a new outfit. Either this is a magical beauty product with mood ring powers, or the animation slipped and gave us a hot pink market crash in real time. 14. The long dog that can appear and disappear. In Duck Cake, there's a small moment in the kitchen that opens up a bigger mystery. On top of the cupboard, right behind Bandit, there's a hidden long dog, a sausage-shaped Easter egg that usually sits quietly in scenes for eagle-eyed viewers to spot. But later in the same episode, when the camera angle changes and Chilli enters the kitchen, that long dog is completely gone. It didn't fall, it didn't move, it just vanished without a trace. Some say these long dogs are meant to be secret. Others think they slip in and out of existence on purpose. Either way, this one feels less like a decoration and more like Schrödinger's sausage dog. 15. Bluey's photo teleports mid-scene. In Mini-Note, there's a framed picture of Bluey that behaves like it has a personal schedule. When Chilli and the girls are walking down the stairs, the wall under the clock is completely empty. No frame, no artwork, just a blank space. But seconds later, as they settle onto the couch in the very same room, a photo of Bluey has suddenly appeared right under that same clock. There's no time skip, no sound of hammering, and no one's holding a nail gun. It's just there, as if it teleported into existence for dramatic effect. Either that photo travels through walls, or Bluey's family portraits like to make surprise cameos whenever they feel like it. 16. Coco's eyelashes vanish without warning. In Seesaw, Coco the pink poodle shows up ready to help Bluey and Bingo take on the playground challenge. She's got her signature look, perfectly styled fur, and long fluttery lashes that stand out in every scene she's in. But halfway through the Seesaw plan, something changes. Her lashes are suddenly missing. They don't fall off, they don't fade out, they're just not there anymore. By the end of the episode, they magically return, right where they were before. No one says a word. Maybe it's a forgotten animation layer. Or maybe this was a failed waterproof mascara test. 17. Chilli's face switches to emergency mode. In Zoo, there's a strange little moment when Bingo pretends to be a wild monkey. She leaps into full character, and Chilli, playing along as a worried zookeeper, suddenly looks very different, though not on purpose. The light patch between her eyes, normally part of her regular face markings, completely disappears during a tense close-up. Her entire face becomes one solid shade, like someone hit the paint bucket tool and forgot to undo. It only lasts for a few seconds before returning to normal. But the change is obvious if you're looking. Maybe it was a tiny animation glitch. Or maybe Chilli entered some kind of emergency camouflage mode for zookeeper survival. 18. Bluey's leaves refuse to stay put. In rain, Bluey is having the time of her life splashing around outside. As she runs through puddles, she ends up with leaves stuck to her paws. 2 on the left foot, 1 on the right. That seems simple enough until the shot changes. Suddenly, the numbers flip. Now there are 2 leaves on the right and 1 on the left. A few steps later, both paws have 2 leaves. It's as if the leaves are playing their own version of tag, switching sides and multiplying at random. Either Bluey is collecting new ones mid-run, or the animators started treating her feet like a scoreboard no one could agree on. Whatever happened, nature definitely lost count. 19. Someone forgot to attach Chloe's mum correctly. In cricket, the Healer family and their friends are having a great time on the field. Everything looks normal until you glance at the bench in the background. Chloe's mum is sitting calmly, watching the game, but something's off. Her legs don't line up with the rest of her body. They're angled in a way that doesn't match how she's sitting, almost like they were drawn by someone guessing what a seated dog might look like from memory. The whole thing feels like a toy that wasn't snapped together properly. It's less relaxing at cricket and more action figure with the label missing. Clearly, someone forgot to read the "Some assembly required" warning. 20. Bandit's fruit supply magically shrinks. In Tickle Crabs, Bandit is under full attack from his crab-obsessed children. In a desperate move, he grabs fruit from a nearby basket and starts tossing it like he's fending off real sea creatures. At first, the basket clearly holds 3 fruits. He throws 2, which means 1 should still be sitting there. But when the scene cuts back, the 3rd fruit has completely vanished. There's no roll, no squish, no bite marks, just a mysteriously empty basket. Maybe the fruit escaped through a toddler-powered portal. Or maybe the Tickle Crabs are faster than they look and pulled off a perfect crab claw heist. 21. Mackenzie can't decide what he looks like. In the creek, Mackenzie tags along for a calm, muddy adventure. But his fur seems to be on its own journey. First, his usual white stripe between the eyes disappears, turning his entire head solid black for a few frames. Then, in another shot, his face is split perfectly down the middle, one half black, the other white, like someone activated a Dalmatian filter by mistake. As if that's not enough, his back legs also swap colors between scenes, switching from their normal pattern to full white and back again. Either Mackenzie is testing out new looks, or someone backstage kept clicking undo at the wrong moment. He's basically shape-shifting on a schedule. 22. 1 mum, 2 right arms, no explanation. In Pass the Parcel, there's a quick background moment that breaks all known rules of anatomy. During the party scene, Jasper G's mum appears for just a second, but if you pause at the right time, you'll see she has 2 right arms. Not 1 right, 1 left. 2 rights, both coming from the same side of her body like she's preparing for the ultimate multitasking challenge. Maybe she's evolved into a next-level supermom with twice the snack serving power. Or maybe the animation just forgot how shoulders work. Either way, it's the most confusing frame in the episode, and honestly, a perfect note to end this parade of beautiful chaos. So, next time you're watching Bluey, remember, anything can teleport, vanish, or grow an extra arm. We're not making this up. You saw it too. But now we're wondering, which cartoon should we expose next? Your pick might be the next breakdown we do.
Bluey seems like pure family fun. But in between the fun and laughter, creators bury subtle twists you've probably overlooked. We've uncovered some jaw-dropping secrets with cold, hard proof. Let's dive right into it. 1. Chattermax is definitely alive. Chattermax is definitely alive. Truly it is. That toy parrot's supposed to be lifeless plastic, but it creeps around like it's plotting in the shadows. In Magic, it's crammed behind a vase, peeking out, looking all creepy. And in Puppets, it is lodged in a kitchen cabinet among plates, listening to every whispered plot. In Granny Mobile, it showed up in a stranger's yard, but no one moved it. No button to turn it off either, one bump and it chatters back at midnight. Bandit and Chilli try to stash it away to keep it tame, but Chattermax always resurfaces, linking houses, episodes, and lives. On the flip side, it probably is straight up possessed, giving Annabelle vibes with googly eyes. 2. Rusty saves the day without knowing. Rusty saves the day without knowing. He figures he's just goofing off with Lucky, hurling that shuttlecock through the kitchen window like pint-sized rugby legends. But in the background, oblivious Rusty turns into Winton's silent guardian angel. Poor Winton's rebuilding his wobbly block tower for the third time, sweat beading, focus laser sharp, while Missy's rogue playcart barrels toward doom every single try. But Rusty accidentally shields Winton. His foot snag stops Missy's wrecking cart mid-rampage, granting 5 crucial seconds for the block tower to be completed. No hero pose, just stumble into success. Bluey proves scripted fails, chaos hacks deliver triumphs. Unplanned vibes beat strategies every time. 3. Cornelius's serial rebounds. Winton's dad, Cornelius, isn't just dating, he's running a ruthless rebound machine. But his dates crash faster than a bad pitch. One episode, it's a picture-perfect, hand-holding stroll through town with girlfriend number 1, all smiles and promise. Cut to next, said girlfriend is shamelessly flirting with some rando outside the post office, while Cornelius grabs a lonely bite nearby in what must have been a silent sting for poor old Cornelius. However, Cornelius moves on fast. He spots a new prospect at the cafe, but an awkward store run-ins kill it. Then boom! He locks eyes with the Terrier mom, and by the finale, they're shacked up. Even hands cash to a homeless lookalike of her ex. Messy? Nah, feels more like a calculated hustle, turning losses into power couples. Bluey hides rebound mastery in plain sight. 4. Calypso's silent inclusion hack. New pup Pretzel curls up alone in the Calypso episode. First day nerves screaming from every silent corner. No friends obviously, no chatter, and totally invisible. Calypso spots it instantly. But what if her next move changes everything? And it does. With no pep talks, no forced group hugs and wizard-level moves, she nudges group games to orbit right past him, casual drifts turning into natural joins. Kids swarm in naturally, barely noticing, and suddenly, Pretzel's blooming in the fold. Is this just luck or pure emotional engineering? It's definitely emotional engineering at its best, as she reads the room like code, reshapes playground physics without a word for instant belonging. Bluey drops founder gold here. Honestly, elite leaders don't preach inclusion. They hack environments so it happens organically. Calypso's the silent CEO, scaling teams without a single memo. 5. Bandit's Easter covert ops. Imagine the heartbreak. Bluey and Bingo bolt awake Easter morning, eyes wide for eggs and treats, nothing. With the empty baskets, pure confusion. Bandit swoops in smoothly with the Easter Bunny letter. Family emergencies, massive delays. Try again next year. Sounds legit, right? But hold up, what bunny accidentally skips the healer house 2 years running? Let's peel back the facade. The sign episode flashes mortgage panic, for sale signs waving like red flags, cash flow strangled tight. No room for chocolate and treats. And Bandit's masterstroke. He forges that letter on the fly. A desperate dad's improv shield keeps kid magic flickering through adult storms? Is this just survival, or a blueprint for crisis pivots? Bluey unmasks the truth. Easter's no fairy tale. It's covert ops where funds fail, and fathers fake it till they make it. Bandit doesn't just parent, he protects the family brand, one forged note at a time. Pure hustle, hidden in holiday fluff. 6. Missy's origin. Mismatch. In Pass the Parcel, kids run crying to their parents. Every single one matches perfectly. Same fur color, same dog type. Easy to spot, but not Missy. She races to a mom who looks totally different. Smooth greyhound versus Missy's messy, wild pup look. Why the mismatch? Fast forward to Pirates. Missy freaks out over every little change. She sticks super close to Bingo, always nervous, like she's still adjusting to a new home. The creators drop hints at this point, from different looks to scared vibes. Is Missy adopted? The show never says it outright, but it fits just right. Families aren't always blood though. They grow through love and change. 7. Bingo's hidden car scare. Early Bluey episodes show Bingo buckles in with a plain seatbelt, same as Bluey, no big deal, everyday rides. Then Season 2 rolls in and boom, Bingo's strapped into a full Fortress car seat. Extra harnesses, tight buckles, top safety mode. Why just her? Flip to Bumpy and the wise old wolfhound. There's Bingo in the hospital bed. No dramatic crash tale, no bandages shown. Just quietly there. Then we notice that Bandit changes too, driving extra slow after, eyes flicking to the rear view every bump, tension in his grip. Now connect the dots and it seems something went down off screen. Small fender bender? Close call on the road? Just enough to trigger that seat upgrade and hospital check. Jokes keep flowing, play stays wild, but those straps scream safety first. 8. The magic $5 bill that keeps coming back. Let's track it from the start. In the episode Markets, Bluey loses a tooth, and the Tooth Fairy delivers a crisp $5 note. Excited, she sticks a huge yellow smiley face right on the front. Now it's unmistakable. Her lucky charm. Then she heads to the fair, swaps it for a gooey toffee apple. Joy overload. But here's the twist. Don't blink. That exact sticker bill reappears. Winton's dad pulls it from his wallet next. Passes to the busker strumming on the corner. Shows up at the ice cream van, melting cones in hand. Fast forward to dance mode. Same smiley grinning from the busker's hat, collecting coins. This note loops through familiar faces like a boomerang with a purpose. Lost once? Vanishes? Nope, it always returns. Bluey weaves a sweet secret. Kindness and good energy create a cycle that links strangers into community. One tiny bill proves that what goes around truly comes around. What if your good deeds worked the same magic? Always finding its way back to you. 9. Where are all the cats? Jump into Copycat. Bandit spots a hurt bird on the ground. He says casually, "A cat probably attacked it." Normal comment, right? Cats chase birds in real life. But stop and think. Show us one cat in all of Bluey? Rewind through episodes. Schoolyard full of pups playing? Dogs only. Busy streets with families out? Dog walkers everywhere. Parks buzzing, shops packed, backyards wild, no cats in sight. Not a single furry feline peeks from a window. No neighbor's pet, no stray crossing paths. Bluey's world runs on upright dogs living human lives. Cats vanish completely. But this gap sparks big questions and cracks open a fun puzzle. What if Bluey's world hides a quiet animal pecking order? A fun fact becomes a friendly mystery for sharp eyes. Try spotting a cat. 10. The Terrier's secret dad on the street? Let's unpack this gently. First in The Quiet Game, Bandit leads Bluey and Bingo on a no-talking walk through bustling town streets, focusing tightly on their challenge. Quick glance right, and you'll see a down-on-his-luck dog hunches on the sidewalk, hat upside down beside him, murmuring softly for any spare change. Just another face in the daily grind, easy to overlook. Now, freeze frame that dog. Same exact fur tone, sturdy frame, weary expression as the Terrier kid's father? Where's he during school runs? Never at drop-offs, never popping by home for dinner. Their mom juggles it all alone, no questions asked. Cornelius, Winton's dad, pauses and hands the man cash. No words, just a quiet nod. Then the gut punch. This down-on-his-luck dog could really be the Terrier's dad. Did Dad hit rock bottom, fading into the shadows? Bluey honestly weaves gritty reality seamlessly. 11. Mr. Monkey Jocks's endless return trip. During a big house cleanup, Bandit digs through toy chaos, deciding what stays and goes. Bluey and Bingo beg to keep their ragged old plush monkey, Mr. Monkey Jocks, all floppy arms and well-loved stains. But it doesn't work. It's donated instead. Cut to later. Hospital ward. Soft lights. A sick little pup clutches that exact same monkey tight for comfort. His mom smiles and says she picked it up for cheap at the thrift store. The same exact shop Bandit dropped stuff at before. The shop lady bought it back for her own boy in need. No spells or tricks. Just life's funny full circle. The very same toy Bandit owned and gave away loops right back through the same hands to heal someone new. Goes to show that what you release with a good heart finds its perfect next spot. 12. Muffin's family tension under the surface. First, tune into Facey Talk. Stripe and Trixie start arguing, loud voices filling the living room over something small. Muffin? She's right there hiding nearby, but she doesn't flinch or cry. Just sit through it like an old routine? Now flip to the sign. Parents bicker again, this time at a wedding celebration. Tension snaps. Muffin fumbles her tablet mid-chaos. Crack. Screen shatters. No hugs, no "you okay?" from mom or dad. She picks up the pieces alone and moves on. Connected. Why's Muffin such a wild storm of energy, bossing everyone around? These fights aren't rare. They're background normal. She copes by ramping up her own chaos, building tantrums as armor against home stress. Parents always make up by the end credits, sure, but cracks deep and unseen. Bluey reveals the truth. No family's flawless. Kids mirror the vibes around them. 13. Muffin's surprise toy deals. Watch Muffin closely. She's not your average toddler. In one episode, a brand new toy truck shows up at her house. No birthday, no holiday. She rips open the box like it's showtime, plays with it big on camera, talks it up like she's on TV. Just a random gift? Doesn't add up. Now check out her room, stacks of Starlight unicorns, the super rare kinds, all shiny and new from packaging. Other kids make do with hand-me-downs or basics. Muffin's collection? Looks like pro-level hauls dropping in regularly. Her parents never say a word about free samples or companies. They treat it like everyday stuff. But here's the real deal. Toy brands send goodies to kid influencers. They unbox, show off, and get more. Muffin's wild play clips? Perfect viral bait. She's kickstarting a tiny business empire. Tantrums by day, deals by delivery. Bluey reveals what's happening in today's world. The little ones are starting to spot trends and cash in early. What if her bossy chaos is a secret marketing genius? Kid hustlers are rising right under our noses. 14. Buddy's sneaky snack disaster. Bingo's birthday party explodes with kids running wild, games everywhere. Inside the kitchen, Sneaky Buddy spots his chance. He drags over a little stool and climbs up smoothly onto the counter. No one is watching. He dips his entire paw straight into the giant yogurt tub and pulls it out dripping. Licks every bit off, grins, hops down casually as if nothing happened. But here's the shocker. He sneaks back for seconds, multiple paw dives, total silence. Same pup who's always picking his nose too. That yogurt tub lands right back on the party table soon, ready for every kid to grab a spoonful. No hand wash, no warning. Germ City is waiting to spread tummy bugs to the whole crew. 15. Mia and Captain's Puppy Crush Sparks. Kick off with barky boats. All the kids craft tiny leaf boats, name them cute, and launch down the stream. Bluey and Mackenzie steal the emotional scene, hearts melting. But peek in the background. Mia and Captain hover extra close. Their boats nudge together softly, almost like a secret high five. Innocent flirt number 1. Shift to Curry Quest at the bustling fair. Spot them chatting low-key, shoulder to shoulder, sharing laughs away from the crowd. Super comfy, no awkwardness. Then, cricket rolls in, a big group game under the sun. Mia and Captain team up seamlessly, sticking near, vibes clicking naturally. No dramatic love declarations. Just gentle hints building slowly. Shared spaces, boat bumps, easy grins. From Buddy's germy yogurt dips to Cornelius's sneaky rebounds, these subtle moments prove the show's genius. Real kid crushes brew quietly in the chaos of playdates, dreams, and backyard games. Missed one? Replay those episodes and spot the magic yourself. Drop a like, smash subscribe, share your fave hint below. Stay tuned for more breakdowns on Bluey that hit differently. What if I told you that Season 4 of Bluey is about to change everything? Not with a new game, not with a new lesson, but with a brand new puppy. A tiny, loud, and fearless one. And her name? Riley. Now, before we go any further, let's be clear about one thing. Bluey has never introduced a character casually. Every new pup who steps into the Healer universe brings emotional weight, new dynamics, and stories that linger long after the credits roll. From the chaos of Muffin to the sweetness of Socks, every addition shifts the family in subtle but powerful ways. And Season 4? It's about to do it again. Because Frisky is having a baby. Yes, that Frisky. The same Frisky who once called off her wedding in dramatic fashion. The same Frisky who has just enough sass to match Bandit word for word. The same Frisky who lovingly described the Healers as a bit crazy at Christmas. Now imagine that personality in toddler form. But here's the twist no one is expecting. Riley isn't arriving at the start of the season. She's arriving in the middle, and that changes everything. Because before Riley is born, we're going to follow Frisky's pregnancy journey. And if there's one thing Bluey does beautifully, it's portraying real family transitions through the eyes of children. Think about episodes like Baby Race, where we saw Chilli's early motherhood struggles, or Onesies, which quietly explored themes of longing and family growth. The show never rushes through big life moments. So instead of opening Season 4 with a newborn, we'll likely spend time watching Bluey and Bingo process the idea of becoming older cousins. Shopping for baby gifts, asking awkward questions, wondering if babies are fun or just loud. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Riley won't be the only new baby. Aunt Brandy, Chilli's sister, is already expecting. That means Bluey and Bingo are gaining 2 cousins this season. Joy, Brandy's son, and Riley, Frisky's daughter. 2 babies, 2 personalities, 2 completely different family lines coming together. If you've watched closely, you'll know that the world of Bluey thrives on duos. Bluey and Bingo, Bingo and Lila, Rusty and Jack, Indy and Chloe. The show builds emotional arcs through pairings. So what happens when Riley Healer meets Joy Cattle? You get a brand new duo, and not just any duo. A high-energy, unstoppable, probably dessert-stealing duo. But let's talk about Riley herself. The name Riley traditionally means brave or courageous. And if the writers chose that intentionally, and knowing Ludo Studio, they probably did, then that tells us a lot about her future. Because Frisky is bold and impulsive. She follows her heart even when it complicates things. So, what would her daughter be like? Picture a puppy with Muffin's confidence, but Frisky's emotional intensity. That's not a poorly behaved kid, but a fearless one. Muffin often gets misunderstood because she says exactly what she thinks. She doesn't filter. She doesn't hesitate. But she's learning. And Riley could carry that same spark, only amplified. Imagine a toddler who isn't afraid to shout, "I do it myself," while climbing something slightly too high. Imagine a puppy who defends her cousin Joy in the sandbox like it's a full courtroom drama. Imagine Bluey babysitting that energy. Speaking of babysitting, do you remember the Season 1 episode, Babysitting? The one where Bluey and Bingo try to manage Muffin's chaos while Stripe and Trixie are out? Season 4 might be giving us a spiritual sequel, but this time, Bluey is older. Maybe even a bit more self-aware. Picture this. Bluey has a school project. It's a paired assignment, and instead of partnering with Chloe or Honey, she's teamed up with Mackenzie, the border collie who's been quietly woven into Bluey's emotional development across multiple episodes. While they're working at the Healer house, Frisky and Rad drop Riley off for the evening, and suddenly, it's baby duty. Games of 20 questions. Bottle warming chaos. Maybe even a diaper emergency at the worst possible moment. And somewhere in between the laughter and the panic, Bluey realizes something subtle but important. Growing up doesn't mean losing play. It means expanding it. Now let's talk about the baby shower episode, because you know it's coming. Picture Chilli waking the girls early. We've got shopping to do. Cue the return of one of the show's funniest mechanics, the silence game. Chilli refuses to speak while Bluey and Bingo try to guess what Frisky wants for the baby. They misinterpret gestures. They overthink clues. they accidentally buy something wildly impractical. And eventually, Bluey chooses something simple. Maybe a pink onesie. Cut to the baby shower. Frisky, glowing in the presence of friends and gifts opened one by one. And when Riley is finally born, she's wearing Bluey's gift. That's how this show works. Small gestures with big emotional payoff. But the fun doesn't stop there. There's talk of a first word episode. And if you've ever been around a baby, you know how competitive that can get. Frisky betting Riley will say "Mum" first. Rad campaigning hard for Dad. Ridiculous dances, over-the-top songs, desperate attempts to win, only for Riley's first clear word to be Chris. Grandma Chris. The same grandma who was practically manifesting a granddaughter at the wedding. That would be classic Bluey humor. Heartfelt, unexpected, and just a little chaotic. And then there's the water connection. Frisky grew up swimming with Chilli. Rad worked offshore. The healers already have deep ties to the ocean, especially in episodes like The Beach. So what if Riley becomes the adventurous one? The surfer, the swimmer, the kid who isn't afraid of waves. That's the magic of Bluey. It's not just about puppies. It's about time. And Season 4? It might be the season where we feel that passage more than ever. So grab your popcorn. Get comfy, because Riley is about to shake up the healer universe in the best possible way. Now here's where things get really interesting. Because Riley's arrival will shift the emotional gravity of Bluey in ways we haven't seen before. Up until now, Bluey has always been the older kid in most situations. Even when she's learning, she's still near the top of the kid ladder. But once Riley is born, something changes. Bluey isn't just a daughter or a big sister. She becomes a role model. And that's a very different responsibility. Imagine an episode where Riley starts copying everything Bluey does. Bluey jumps off the couch. Riley tries. Bluey declares she's a doctor. Riley demands a stethoscope. Bluey gets frustrated. Riley mirrors it instantly. And suddenly, the games feel different. Because now, Bluey has to decide what kind of example she wants to be. But let's talk about Joy for a second. Joy, Aunt Brandy's son, arriving earlier in the season, will likely be softer in temperament. If Bingo mirrors Brandy's sensitivity, then Joy might follow that same emotional depth. Now pair Joy's gentleness with Riley's fire. That's storytelling gold. Picture an episode inspired by Pavlova. In that classic Bandit moment, he created a wild character to distract his daughters from dessert temptation. Now, flip the script. Joy and Riley want dessert before lunch. Bluey steps in as the responsible older cousin. But instead of just saying no, she creates a character, maybe a dramatic French chef rival, to guard the kitchen. Riley doesn't back down. Joy hesitates, but joins her. What starts as a dessert heist turns into an epic imaginative duel. And by the end, Bluey realizes leadership is about collaboration. That's what makes this show special. It doesn't preach directly, but passes solid messages in the form of plays. Now let's talk about Chattermax. Yes, that chaotic, noisy, slightly terrifying owl toy. There is no way the writers ignore that opportunity. Imagine Bluey gifting Riley Chattermax as her first big kid toy. Bandit celebrating in the background because the noise has finally transferred households. But then Riley becomes obsessed with it, pressing it constantly, maybe dragging it everywhere. And Frisky, who once teased the healers for being crazy, slowly realizes she now lives inside that chaos. It's poetic and hilarious. But beyond the laughs, there's something deeper brewing. Season 3 touched on big themes: moving houses, infertility, growing up. If Season 4 introduces babies mid-season, it means the writers want us to sit inside transition. Pregnancy episodes could explore Bluey asking difficult questions. Does it hurt? Will Frisky love the baby more than me? That second question? That's real. Kids worry about losing attention. Even if Riley isn't Chilli's baby, Bluey might still feel the shift. More adults focused elsewhere. More talk about diapers and feeding schedules. It's the kind of insecurity the show handles with stunning emotional intelligence. And then there's Rad. Rad has always been the cool uncle, the adventurous one. But fatherhood softens even the coolest characters. Picture an episode where Rad tries to prove he's still the fun parent. He lets Riley climb higher than Frisky would prefer. He teaches her a goofy chant. Frisky panics. they clash. Not in a dramatic way, but in that very real, new parents finding rhythm way. And Bluey watches, learning what partnership looks like. Because here's the thing, Bluey is more than a kids show. It's a parenting show disguised as a kids show. Now let's imagine one of the most emotional possibilities, the Lookout Point episode. At the wedding in Season 3, we saw that beautiful hilltop moment, the place where Rad and Frisky's story crystallized. Now imagine Riley asking, "Where did you and Dad get married?" So, Bluey stages a play, just like she always does. She casts Bingo as Frisky, maybe Mackenzie as Rad. She narrates dramatically, and they all hike to that same lookout. Riley won't fully understand it yet, but one day she will, and the audience will, because that's how memory works. Moments planted early bloom later. There's also the possibility of a what-if episode. What if Frisky had moved west with Rad? What if Bluey had moved at the end of Season 3? We know the show loves imaginative alternate realities. Episodes like Flat Pack and The Show prove that. Bluey and Riley could imagine a parallel universe where the families live far apart. Riley imagines growing up without her cousins. Bluey imagines never meeting certain friends. And by the end, they realize something simple. Being close matters. Not just geographically, but emotionally. Now let's talk about the future. Because if there's one thing the series has hinted at repeatedly, it's that time moves forward. We've seen flash forwards before. So imagine this, adult Bluey and Riley. Bluey has a daughter, maybe named Roxy. And Riley? She's the godmother. The whole thing probably going full circle. Frisky was Bluey's godmother. Now Riley carries that role forward. It's generational storytelling at its finest. And it would hit hard for longtime viewers who've grown up alongside these characters. But even if we don't jump that far ahead, Riley's presence ensures one thing. The healer world is expanding. 2 babies entering in one season means double the milestones. First crawl, first laugh, first argument between cousins over a plastic shovel. And knowing the show, those tiny moments will be framed like epic adventures. Because in childhood, they are. So here's the real question. Is Riley going to be important? Absolutely. Not because she'll dominate every episode, but because she represents change. And Bluey has always been about navigating change with imagination. From baby races to moving houses, from weddings to quiet hospital visits, the show trusts its audience to feel deeply. Riley's birth mid-season signals growth. For Frisky, Rad, Bluey, and us. And if Season 4 delivers even half of these possibilities, we're not just getting new episodes, we're watching a family evolve in real time. So get ready, because when Riley finally opens her eyes on screen for the first time, the healer universe won't just get bigger, it'll get braver. And here's something we haven't talked about yet, the quiet moments. Because if there's one thing Bluey does better than almost any animated show out there, it's silence. The soft pauses and small glances. The in-between beats that say more than dialogue ever could. So imagine the hospital scene. Not dramatic or loud. Just Frisky holding Riley for the first time. Rad sitting beside her, suddenly less cool uncle and more wide-eyed dad. Bluey and Bingo peeking over the hospital bed, unsure whether to whisper or explode with excitement. No music at first, just breathing. That's the kind of opening Riley deserves. Because birth in Bluey is pure intimacy. Now fast forward a few episodes. Riley's a little older, crawling, babbling, grabbing everything within reach. There's a moment where Bluey is trying to explain the rules of a game, something elaborate, something imaginative, and Riley just knocks over the pieces. Bluey freezes. Old Bluey might have yelled, but this Bluey? She takes a breath. She remembers what it felt like to be the little one, and instead of getting upset, she rebuilds the game around Riley. Suddenly, it's not a structured adventure anymore. It's a baby-safe version. That's growth. And then there's Bingo. We can't forget Bingo. Because while Bluey may step into the leader cousin role, Bingo might connect with Riley in a completely different way. Bingo has always been the nurturer, the empathetic one. So picture an episode where Riley won't stop crying. Everyone's trying everything. Frisky's exhausted, Rad's pacing, and Bluey's suggesting wild distraction games. And Bingo? She just sits next to Riley, hums softly, places a gentle paw on her back, and Riley calms down. It would echo episodes like Sleepy Time, where emotion is communicated more through feeling than words. Now let's imagine Riley's first real adventure outside the house. a trip to the park, Joy toddling beside her, Bluey and Bingo acting like seasoned guides. Riley sees the big slide and everyone assumes she'll hesitate. But remember her name. She is brave and courageous and she climbs. Wobbly but determined. Frisky, half proud, half terrified at the bottom. And Riley goes down without fear, laughing the entire way. There could be an episode where Riley refuses help. I do it! Over and over. It frustrates Frisky. It slows everything down. But eventually, Frisky recognizes something uncomfortable. Riley's independence mirrors her own. That's when parenting becomes reflection. That's when the show hits adults right in the heart. Because sometimes, the traits we love in ourselves are the hardest to manage in our kids. And as Season 4 unfolds, Riley won't just be a cute addition. She'll be a mirror for Frisky's impulsiveness, Rad's playfulness, Bluey's leadership, and Bingo's compassion. She'll shake things up, create chaos, and inspire growth. And maybe, just maybe, years from now, when viewers look back at Season 4, they won't just remember Riley as the baby. They'll remember her as the turning point. The moment childhood stretched forward into a new generation. Because that's what Bluey has always been about. So, is the Healer House ready for a puppy with Muffin's spark and Frisky's sass? Honestly, I don't think Bandit's eardrums are ready, but we definitely are. To truly understand why Riley's arrival is such a seismic shift, we have to look at the Healer family tree. For 3 seasons, the show has centered on the core 4: Bandit, Chilli, Bluey, and Bingo. They are the sun around which everything else orbits. But as we move into Season 4, the canopy is spreading. On one side, you have the Stripe and Trixie branch, which gave us the legendary chaos of Muffin and the evolving sweetness of Socks. They represent the high-energy, relatable struggle of modern parenting. But Riley represents the brand new Rad and Frisky branch, the adventurous branch. Up until now, Rad and Frisky were the cool, jet-setting aunt and uncle who showed up for weddings and babysitting gigs. By adding Riley to the mix, the family tree finds a new anchor. This isn't just a new character, it's the bridge between the established healer traditions and a more impulsive, modern blended energy. Then, you have to consider the cattle side. Aunt Brandy's son, Joy, brings a long-awaited healing to Chilli's side of the forest. When you put Riley and Joy together, you aren't just looking at 2 cousins. You're looking at the future of the franchise. This generational expansion mirrors the real-life experience of many Bluey viewers, watching the babies of the family become the big kids, while a new, louder, and braver generation starts to climb the lower branches. Whether Riley ends up being a literal ghost of Christmas past in a flash forward, or just the high-energy toddler who finally makes Rad trade his surfboard for a diaper bag, Season 4 is shaping up to be an absolute emotional roller coaster. We're moving past the little kid games and stepping into the big leagues of being a role model. Watching Bluey navigate being the big cousin while Bingo finds her groove as the family nurturer? That's the kind of storytelling gold that makes this show more than just a cartoon. It's a manual for growing up. And let's be real, the moment Riley says her first word, and it's Chris, we are all going to lose it. Sorry, Rad. You can't beat Nana's manifesting powers. But hey, that's just my theory on the new healer hierarchy. What do you think? Is Riley going to be the brave surfer girl we're predicting? Or is she going to be the one who finally makes Chattermax look quiet? And what about Joy? Are you team Sensitive Joy or Chaos Riley? Drop your predictions in the comments below. I want to hear your wildest Season 4 headcanons. Before you walkies away, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the Ludo Studio Vault. Because in the Healer universe, the games never truly end. They just get a little bigger, a little louder, and a whole lot braver. Look closer. Bluey's colorful world is hiding mysteries that make you wonder what's really going on. 1. Chilli's Miscarriage. The episode you might have missed. In the show, Bluey quietly drops one of the heaviest emotional hints in the series.
It's me! How are you doing in there, little mate?
When the balloon under Bingo's clothes pops, Chilli and Bandit exchange a fleeting, loaded glance. No dialogue, no explanation, but the meaning is unmistakable. Bluey is a rainbow baby.
So then they...
Born after a previous loss, The show doesn't spell it out. It trusts viewers to pick up the weight of that moment through subtle visual storytelling and timing. Fans and creators alike recognize its quiet power. In just a few seconds, Bluey handles grief, loss, and hope in a way that's gentle yet profound. It's heartbreaking, hidden, and quietly teaches empathy to young viewers. 2. The missing cats of Bluey's world. Cats exist in Bluey, sort of. In Copycat, Bandit mentions a bird being attacked by a cat, yet you never see a cat casually wandering the streets, attending school, or hanging out with the healers. Cat Squad confirms cats exist.
Behold, the only known fossil of the first dog to walk upright, the ancestor of us all.
And Bandit's archaeology slide hints at a long-standing history of dogs versus cats. But where are they? Ludo Studios leaves it completely unexplained. Are cats hiding from humans? Did dogs win a secret war long ago? The mystery lingers, strange and slightly unsettling. It's the kind of subtle world-building detail that rewards close watchers, adding a quiet layer of tension and curiosity beneath Bluey's cheerful, bright surface, a hidden storyline just waiting to be noticed. 3. Chattermax might be alive. Chattermax seems like a harmless toy, until you notice it never stays put. It pops up behind vases, in cabinets, even yards away from anyone who could have moved it.
Interesting. Wash, wash, wash. There you go, Chattermax. No germs.
There's no off switch. It responds if nudged, yet no character ever moves it. Is it a quirky toy with a glitch, or something more? The show gives no explanation, leaving a subtle tension in an otherwise cheerful world. Kids laugh, adults notice, and suddenly, a simple toy feels alive, unpredictable, and eerily clever. Chattermax becomes one of the most quietly brilliant mysteries hiding in plain sight in Bluey, a tiny detail that suggests even the most ordinary object might have secrets, agency, or a story all its own. 4. Stripes struggles with the microwave. At Bingo's birthday party, Stripes' fight with the microwave is hilarious on the surface. He presses buttons over and over.
Almost. Keep watching, I can do it.
I'm watching.
Trying to heat his meat pie, only for it to stay frozen or suddenly become scalding hot. But the gag hides something deeper. Stripes' repeated failure mirrors real-life stress, balancing work, family, and the little daily frustrations that pile up quietly. Bluey embeds these subtle human experiences into a playful, child-friendly world.
You wanna race again? Yeah!
You need me to start the race for you?
No thanks, Nana.
Letting viewers intuit tension without a word spoken. The microwave becomes a symbol of the challenges Stripe carries, making his struggle relatable and quietly poignant. A small, funny mystery with surprisingly emotional depth hidden in plain sight. 5. Chilli's mother is gone, the Dragon episode. In Dragon, Bluey delivers one of its most emotional, haunting mysteries. Chilli recalls her mother, in the past tense. Yes, she was.
Who is that?
That's my mum, your grandma.
Wow.
Later, the horse from Chilli's childhood drawing sprouts wings and flies away, a delicate symbol of her mother's spirit leaving peacefully. The show never says outright that Chilli's mother died, yet the message is unmistakable. It's quiet, symbolic storytelling, relying on imagery and tone rather than dialogue. This subtle approach is classic Bluey, deeply emotional, respectful, and unforgettable for both kids and adults. It turns a children's show into a space where grief and loss can be acknowledged gently without ever losing its heartwarming charm. 6. What really put Bingo in the hospital? In Bumpy and the Wise Old Wolfhound, Bingo's hospitalization is deliberately mysterious. The show never states her illness.
Okay, take a big breath in for me, Bingo. Ooh, that was a big one.
But visual clues hint at real-world experiences. A doctor listens intently to her chest. Chilli appears exhausted, and gluten-free lunchboxes are carefully segregated. Fans speculate. Asthma? Food reaction? The ambiguity is intentional? Creator Joe Brum has shared the episode was inspired by his daughter's asthma scare, giving it emotional authenticity. By keeping details vague,
Oh no, Muffin, that's my good vase.
Hi, Bluey. Do you want pancakes?
Bluey creates space for children who have experienced sickness, and for adults to feel the underlying fear of a parent's perspective. It's a quiet, sensitive, real-life mystery layered within a colorful, playful cartoon world that resonates far beyond its surface humor. 7. Grandpa Bob's Missing Ear. Grandpa Bob's Missing Ear is a tiny but compelling Bluey mystery that rewards observant viewers. In flashbacks, his ear is fully intact, yet in present-day episodes, a small piece is gone. The show never addresses it, leaving fans to imagine what happened. Perhaps a playful scuffle with Bandit, a wild encounter with an Aussie animal?
Oh no!
Or a childhood mishap he never mentions. This quiet visual storytelling adds depth without dialogue, hinting at Grandpa Bob's rich past and lived experiences. It's subtle, canon accurate, and entirely unspoken, giving the audience a chance to pause, notice, and wonder. A small visual detail, but one of Bluey's most satisfying spot the clue mysteries. 8. The laundry pile that makes absolutely no sense. The healers are constantly buried in laundry, mountains of it. Sorting shirts, folding towels, and arguing over socks, it's relentless. But here's the strange, unspoken mystery. They hardly ever wear clothes. Almost every scene shows them running around naked, yet the washing machine is working overtime, like it has a life of its own. So, what exactly is being washed? Secret outfits? Invisible dog pants? Spare fur? Or maybe the animators are quietly trolling every parent who's ever muttered, "Why is there always more laundry?" Bluey never explains it. It's a tiny, hilarious, and slightly unsettling detail. A hidden joke only careful viewers notice. One of the show's many small mysteries lurking in plain sight. 9. The rugby ball on the roof. In Double Babysitter, a rugby ball rests stubbornly on the healer roof, yet it isn't Bandit's usual ball. Earlier, in Mum's School, we see exactly where Bandit throws a ball. The series never explains how this one landed there.
Yes, mate! Yes, mate! Yes, mate!
But the continuity is clear. Bandit keeps losing balls on roofs. It's subtle, quietly hilarious, and perfectly Bluey. Careful viewers catch these tiny gags, and it's a detail that rewards repeated watches. The lost ball becomes a charming visual mystery, giving life to the background in a playful way. In Bluey, even seemingly mundane objects carry stories, reminding audiences that little details often hide the biggest secrets. 10. Why Socks stops walking like a puppy. Pause Bluey for a second and notice Socks. Early in the series, she's crawling, biting things, yelping, living like a feral toddler. Then, almost magically, she's upright.
Hang on, Bartleby. I'm just getting blown towards the pool. So, what is it?
Talking in full sentences, running like the other pups. The show never explains this shift. No dialogue, no announcement, just quiet visual storytelling. It's subtle, but it's huge. Bluey is showing realistic toddler growth without ever saying it out loud.
Oh yes, what a lovely puppy! Ow! So gentle and mild!
Fans who catch it can't help but rewind, amazed at the attention to detail. Sock's evolution is a tiny hidden gem, a quiet, clever reward for sharp-eyed viewers. Classic Bluey, small changes, massive storytelling impact. 11. Bingo's car seat upgrade and possible crash. This one's tricky, and you might have missed it. Bingo suddenly moves from a normal seatbelt
Around the world one day, they looked left and right, but they didn't like the sight, and they flew away.
to a high-security car seat. Alone, it seems minor. But in Bumpy and the Wise Old Wolfhound, she's hospitalized for reasons never explained. Bandit's suddenly ultra-careful driving? Subtle. These clues hint at a minor off-screen car accident. The show never says it, but careful viewers see the thread. Real-world consequences hidden in a kid's show. It's suspenseful, emotionally grounded, and completely unspoken. Bluey isn't just teaching fun, it's showing family care, caution, and resilience in the background, leaving observant viewers with a chilling, quiet, "Wait, something happened here," realization. 12. The $5 note that won't disappear. One $5 note. It appears in Bluey's hands, Winton's dad's pocket, even a street busker's tray. And somehow, it keeps coming back. Decorated with a giant smiley face sticker, it's impossible to miss.
Carrots, please.
Just these, please.
Yet the show never explains why. Is it magic? Karma? A secret narrative thread connecting every character? Fans have theories, and they all feel plausible. It's tiny, almost laughable, but somehow deeply satisfying to notice. The $5 note is like a ghost wandering through Brisbane, a quiet but mischievous observer of the healer's world. Classic Bluey. Background details aren't decoration, they're storytelling gold, waiting for sharp-eyed viewers to spot them. 13. the mysterious portrait in The Weekend. Right in one of Bluey's earliest episodes, The Weekend, the show quietly drops what might be its very first hidden mystery. If you pause carefully in the Healer living room,
Got my change.
Oh, yes, sir.
Thank you, shopkeeper. I'll just get back to my statue.
there's a small but striking detail, a black and white portrait hanging on the wall. It's not Bandit, Chilli, or either of the girls. This is someone else entirely. The dog in the photo has a sharp, elegant look, wearing a bow tie, looking every bit like a serious professional or dignified elder. Who could this secret relative be? Some fans speculate a respected teacher, a lawyer, or even an archaeologist who inspired Bandit's adventurous career. The show never explains it, yet this subtle visual clue quietly hints at a rich Healer family history, laying a foundation for mysteries that will echo throughout the series. 14. The Easter Bunny Letter. Bandit casually tells Bluey and Bingo that the Easter Bunny had family problems, and that's it.
Wake up! Did he come? I'm not sure. I can't see the eggs.
No follow-up, no explanation. Did something serious happen, or did Bandit simply forget the eggs? The show never clarifies, leaving viewers to wonder. This tiny moment is classic Bluey, emotionally open-ended, fully canon, and packed with subtle storytelling. Kids enjoy the humor, adults can read between the lines, and fans get a quiet mystery to debate endlessly. It's a simple detail that adds depth, inspires discussion, and rewards careful attention. Bluey balances heart, humor, and intrigue perfectly, all in a single offhand line about a missing Easter bunny. 15. Calypso's mind-reading teaching skills. Watch closely in Calypso's classroom. Pretzel, a shy new pup, hangs back while others play. Calypso doesn't speak directly, doesn't force him in, but somehow guides everyone subtly so Pretzel is included.
Good idea. Come on. Oh, by the way, Wyndon could also transform into a car.
It's almost supernatural, a quiet demonstration of emotional intelligence, intuition, and leadership. Bluey doesn't explain how she does it. It's just there, a hidden, powerful force quietly shaping the world. This tiny, magical mystery is what makes the show feel alive. Careful viewers notice the depth behind the playfulness. Calypso's teaching brilliance is invisible but real, a testament to Bluey's clever storytelling. Small, subtle, and deeply meaningful, rewarding observation with quiet awe. 16. Mia and Captain, Bluey's hidden schoolyard romance. Bluey isn't always about loud games and giggles. Sometimes the magic is hiding in the quiet background.
Baka naman meron nun dito. Oo, madalas meron ganun. Uy, Lily Pillies! Bumitas tayo para sa kanila.
Take Mia and Captain, two classmates who, at first glance, seem like just part of the crowd. Watch closely though, and the hints are everywhere. In Barky Boats, their tiny boats gently touch, a preschool version of a first kiss that almost flies under the radar. Later, in Curry Quest and Cricket, they're seen side by side, talking, laughing, and comfortable together. Yet the show never draws attention to it. It's subtle, slow, and deliberate, a hidden romance told entirely in gestures and positioning. Fans are noticing, and speculation is running wild. 17. Wendy, the mum who lives in the background, like it's her hobby. Wendy is quietly one of Bluey's most mysterious adults. Unlike other parents who dive into games and chat with Bandit and Chilli, she lingers at the edges, almost as if she's allergic to social interaction.
Mom, what are you doing?
I'm going short!
Her job or any details about Judo's dad. The show never explains her behavior, making it feel like she has an entire off-screen story happening just beyond view. Observant fans notice her appearing in the background repeatedly, always watching quietly. Is she shy, busy, or the most secretive dog in all of Brisbane? Bluey leaves it for viewers to interpret, a small, hidden puzzle. So yeah, this is a cartoon about talking dogs. But if you've ever paused an episode and felt something weirdly familiar, now you know why. Tell me what Bluey moment hit you when you weren't expecting it, and if you're ready, we can go even deeper next time. It turns out Bluey has been hiding some seriously weird details right under our noses. And once you notice them, you can't unsee them. 1. Fur pockets are definitely real. In Bluey, nobody carries bags or wears proper clothes, yet things somehow get stored away like magic. In one episode, Bandit finds a $10 note and casually slides it into his fur, and just like that, it vanishes. Later, Chilli does the same with her phone, slipping it into her side as if her body has a hidden compartment. This isn't just lazy animation.
it happens too often to ignore. It starts to feel like their fur is more than just fur, it's functional, like a built-in pocket or storage unit. Maybe this is how evolution works in their world. No pants, no purses, just absorb your belongings. It's funny at first, until you realize, what else are they storing in there that we never see? 2. Stripe thinks he's wearing clothes. In the episode Stumpfest, Stripe gets serious and starts rolling up his sleeves. The only problem is, he's not wearing any, but he does the motion anyway, like it's second nature. This one tiny gesture breaks everything we thought we knew about how their world works. Do these characters actually feel like they're wearing clothes? Is fur more than just fur? Maybe it's pretend. Or maybe, in their reality, clothes are more of a mindset than a material. Stripe's roll-up move isn't for function, it's pure muscle memory. He's ready for action, and his body plays along. It's weird, it's funny, and it proves something big. Logic does not live in this universe. 3. Bluey's world jumps into the future. In the episode, Surprise, something strange happens outside the Healer house. The quiet neighborhood we've seen for years is suddenly filled with tall skyscrapers, flying delivery drones, and tech everywhere. It doesn't just look new, it looks like a full-on time jump. Even the long dog Easter egg, which usually hides in corners, now appears as a robot. It's blinking, moving, and clearly not from the present day. This isn't a small background update. It feels like the show has skipped 10 years into the future without telling anyone. Maybe this is Bluey's version of a sci-fi twist, or maybe we're watching a memory. Either way, the city has changed, and we never got to see how or why it happened. 4. A Disney legend hides in plain sight. In the episode Stories, a talking horse named Major Tom shows up for just a few seconds. He doesn't say much, but what he does say is voiced by someone very unexpected. That horse is actually played by Lin-Manuel Miranda, the musical genius behind Encanto, Moana, and Hamilton. No spotlight, no build-up, just a calm horse with a superstar voice. Most viewers probably never noticed, which makes it even weirder. Why would one of Disney's biggest names appear for a blink-and-miss line as a random cartoon horse? Maybe it was a favor, maybe it was a dare, or maybe Bluey's world is bigger than we think. And even famous people want in, even if they have to show up as a horse. 5. Winton might be channeling a bodybuilder. In the episode Stories, Winton imagines himself as a ripped, muscular version of, well, himself. But this isn't just a goofy makeover. The way he flexes his chest muscles is oddly specific, almost like he's copying someone. That someone is most likely Arnold Schwarzenegger. The move looks just like the chest-popping routine from Arnold's old bodybuilding videos, which were once a big deal. It's way too detailed to be random. Someone on the animation team clearly knew what they were doing, and they slipped this reference in with zero explanation. So now, Winton, a shy little bulldog, is casually channeling an action icon. In his imagination, he doesn't just lift weights, he becomes a flexing legend from the 80s. 6. Chilli's dad might be a living legend. In the Healer family's living room, there's a framed photo of Granddad Mort dressed in military gear. Next to the couch, sitting quietly above an armchair, there's a ribbon that looks almost identical to the Victoria Cross, the highest military honor in the Commonwealth. It's not shown off. Nobody mentions it, but there it is, hidden in plain sight like it's no big deal. If that really is the Victoria Cross, then Chilli's dad isn't just a cranky grandpa who hates doctors. He's a decorated war hero. That changes everything we thought we knew about him. What kind of past is this man hiding beneath his grumpy attitude and camping trips? And why has no one ever talked about it? 7. Socks quietly grows up on screen. Most viewers remember Socks as the baby cousin who used to crawl on all fours and bite things. But if you pay attention across seasons, something unusual happens. Socks starts walking on 2 legs, just like the older kids. At first, it seems like normal growing up, but then her signature stripes, the ones that looked like little socks on her paws, completely disappear. It's never mentioned or explained, but it clearly happens. This silent change proves that characters in Bluey do age and evolve, even if no one talks about it. Whether it's an animation update or a hidden milestone, it shows that time is moving in their world. And like most growing up moments, it slips by without warning. 8. Bluey's scarf confirms what we don't see is still real. During the episode Curry Quest, Bluey stays home with Chilli, while Bandit goes on a 6-week work trip. In the background, without much attention, Bluey and her mom are shown quietly knitting together. Later in the episode, when Bandit returns at the airport, Bluey is suddenly wearing a finished scarf in the exact same colors they had been working on. Nothing is said about it. No big moment is made, but it's there. That tiny scarf reveals something major. Things actually happen in this world when we're not watching. Time passes, projects get finished, characters live full lives off-screen. It's a subtle detail, but it proves something strange. This cartoon remembers everything, even when we forget. 9. The gecko falls like it's telling a story. In the episode Bedroom, there's a purple sticky gecko clinging to the wall at the end of the hallway. At first, it looks like nothing, just a background toy. But if you follow it through the episode, something oddly dramatic happens. In one scene, it starts peeling off slightly. Later, it droops even more, hanging on by just one limb. By the end, it's completely fallen and landed on a plant without a single word from anyone. No one notices, but it's clearly animated on purpose. It falls in 3 stages, like it's performing a slow-motion tragedy in silence. It's not part of the plot, but somehow it feels important. This gecko didn't fall. It made an exit. 10. New Zealand is missing for a reason. In the episode Bingo, Bandit asks his daughter a question about the kiwi bird. She doesn't know the answer, but she starts putting together a world map puzzle to figure it out. Everything goes fine until the last piece, New Zealand, is nowhere to be found. Bandit sighs and mutters, "Not again." Like, this isn't the first time it's happened, and that's the strange part. This missing puzzle piece isn't just a mistake. It's a reference to a real-world problem. For years, actual maps have been printed without New Zealand on them, and no one really knows why. Now, Bluey joins the conspiracy. Whether it's a joke or a secret warning, one thing's clear. In this universe, New Zealand just can't catch a break. 11. The pineapple is watching you. Across random scenes in Bluey, pineapples keep showing up where they don't belong. Sometimes it's a sticker, other times it's a decoration. Once, it's even part of a store logo. Most viewers don't question it, but there's something odd about how often this fruit appears. It turns out this isn't just a cute pattern or a background joke, it's actually the hidden logo of Ludo Studio, the company that makes the show. They've planted it across episodes like a signature, quietly reminding you who's really pulling the strings. It's not just a fruit, it's a stamp of control. The pineapple is everywhere, smiling sweetly while it watches from the shadows like it knows more than it should. 12th, Chilli's gerb is hiding in plain sight. In Sleepover, there's a quick scene where Chilli walks out dressed in what looks like official work gear. She's wearing a cap, a watch, and even a badge. At first glance, it seems like a real uniform, something you'd see at an airport or construction site. But the truth is, she's just playing pretend. That's the strange part. The outfit is so detailed, it actually looks more like a real job uniform than a costume. It raises a weird question. Why does Chilli own something so specific for playtime? Either she's very committed to dress-up games, or this is a quiet nod to what she used to do. Maybe pretend play isn't always pretend in Bluey's world. 13. Cats might have been wiped out long ago. In the episode Tradies, there's a strange painting hanging in Chilli's office. It shows a cave dog holding up a cat like a prize, standing proudly over it as if it just won a battle. The cat isn't smiling. It looks like prey. This isn't some silly doodle. It's an ancient-looking mural, painted in Stone Age style, and it tells a darker story than anything else in the episode. To this day, there are no real cats in Bluey's world. They only appear as plush toys or on TV. This one mural might explain why. If dogs once hunted cats, then maybe cats didn't survive. Maybe they left. Or maybe, in Bluey's world, they know better than to come back. 14. The Healer fridge breaks all the rules. If you pay attention to the Healer family's kitchen, you'll notice something strange about their fridge. In the episode Dad Baby, the door opens one way, but in Pavlova, it swings the other direction. The handle magically switches sides without warning or reason. No one says anything. The fridge just changes. This might seem like a small animation mistake, but it happens more than once, and never with an explanation. Either the Healers are constantly replacing their appliances, or the fridge exists in some kind of quantum state. Maybe it shifts depending on mood, or maybe it's the animators quietly messing with anyone who's actually paying attention. Whatever the reason, the fridge does what it wants, and physics doesn't matter. 15. One $5 note has its own adventure. There's a single green $5 bill in Bluey that seems to live a fuller life than most background characters. It starts off in the episode Markets, where Bluey spends it on a candy apple. But that exact same bill shows up again, changing paws across multiple episodes. It moves from Winton's dad to a sausage vendor to Indy's mum. and somehow ends up back with Bluey, who later gives it to a busker. That busker keeps the bill for a while, and we spot it again on top of his hat in dance mode. It finally reappears in The Quiet Game, where it's still with him. Either this show has an underground economy, or this one bill refuses to retire. 16. Winton's dad might be living a double life. In the episode Movies, there's a poster hanging in the cinema lobby that looks normal at first until you notice the main character. It's a tough-looking action hero striking a dramatic pose with a bold mustache and determined eyes. But take a closer look, and it's unmistakable. That dog looks exactly like Winton's dad, Cornelius. Same face, same ears, same everything, minus the sunglasses. The resemblance is too perfect to be random. So either Cornelius has a secret career in action films, or he has a long-lost twin who became a movie star. Nobody in the show says a word about it, which only makes it stranger. If this is just a coincidence, it's a very specific one, and way too well groomed. 17. Chippy's tattoo tells a juicy secret. In the episode Tradies, one of the workers helping build the backyard pond has something no other dog in Bluey's world seems to have: a tattoo. Chippy, the laid-back tradie, proudly sports 2 cherries inked on his arm. It looks simple, but the detail hides a whole story. We later learn that his girlfriend's name is Cherry, which means the tattoo isn't just decoration, it's a love tribute. That tiny design turns out to be a permanent shout-out to someone special. But here's the weird part. Chippy is the only character we've seen with tattoos at all. In a world where dogs wear no clothes and keep phones in their fur, Chippy alone decided love was worth marking on his body forever. 18. The fridge is secretly keeping score. In the episode Perfect, the Healer family fridge quietly turns into a scrapbook of past adventures. It's covered in hand-drawn pictures, but these aren't just random doodles. One shows Mia from Barky Boats. Another shows the chaotic duck-shaped cake Bandit once struggled to make. There's even a drawing of Rad and Frisky holding hands with little hearts above their heads. If you look closer, you'll spot the wagon from the park trip, Unicorse from the puppet show, and a very angry-looking Muffin. None of it is explained, but the fridge has clearly become a running memory wall. It knows everything that's happened. It remembers the chaos. It's seen things. Honestly, it might be the most emotionally intelligent object in the house. 19th. Bingo might be digging up the past. One day, in the episode Surprise, we get a glimpse into the future when adult Bluey comes to visit her parents. While the focus is mostly on her, one tiny photo in the background quietly reveals something unexpected about Bingo. In the frame, she's standing in front of the famous Easter Island statues, smiling like she belongs there. That's not a casual vacation spot. It's one of the most iconic archaeological sites in the world. And it just happens to match Bandit's job. Without any lines or announcements, the show hints that Bingo might follow in her dad's footsteps and become an archaeologist too. It's subtle, but the message is clear. This kid might be chasing bones and mysteries for a living. 20. The long dog is in on the plot. Everyone knows the long dog shows up in every Bluey episode, usually hidden in a corner or stuck to a wall. But if you look closer, you'll notice something strange. These Easter eggs aren't just random. In Duck Cake, the long dog is holding a whisk with icing on it, quietly joining the chaos in the kitchen. In Onesies, it's wearing a cheetah costume, just like Bingo. And in Dirt, it shows up with long flowing hair, while Judo is in the middle of her haircut drama. This isn't coincidence. The long dog knows what episode it's in. Somehow, this silent background dachshund keeps changing to match the story, like it's watching, waiting, and fully aware of everything. That's all for now. But clearly, Bluey isn't just for kids. It might be smarter than we think. If background dogs can match the plot, what else have we missed? Could Bluey actually be a coded story about growing up? Let us know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives.